Hello and welcome to day one. It was another beautiful sunrise this morning that I greeted with my customary, gee, it's going to be a beautiful day. I spent some time on marketing my website, Bringing Hope and Happiness. Got to spend some time with my 1-year-old grandson, great-grandson, Tanner. In my book, Climbing Mount Happiness, I show the various levels of happiness. I usually live in the highest level, which I call the level of joy. So it's pretty much just another super happy day for me. Save for the 45 minutes I spent yesterday in the urologist's office having him explain the upcoming surgery on November the 4th to remove a cancerous growth from my left kidney. My wife for 24 years worked at this same office as the head nurse for one of the leading urologists in our area. She told me horror stories of how something the size of a mustard seed could bring a mountain of a man crumbling to his knees. On Labor Day weekend 2019, I experienced firsthand what she meant. For several days, I'd been suffering from a combination of intestinal discomfort, which I very often do, and with back pain, which I very often have. I usually just fight through it the best I can. That Friday, I helped the Ruitans put up the flags for the Labor Day holiday. I did some office work. I had my scheduled massage. That evening, I went to the local football game. But I got no sleep that night for the most excruciating pain I've ever experienced. Saturday was to be a very busy day, a client appointment, brunch with the children, an afternoon family reunion, and a trip to the Barter Theater for a play. But instead, I found myself in the local ER. My problem was quickly identified as kidney stones. In studying the CAT scan, a more serious problem was detected: a solid mass on my left kidney. The next 2 days were filled with pain and pain pills. By Monday, the pain was gone. On Tuesday morning, we were extremely lucky to get an appointment later that afternoon with a local urologist. That was a miracle in itself. Of course, for 2 days, I had been pondering how long it would take to have a date set to do a biopsy and what my reaction would be when I heard that dreaded C word. We reached the office and the doctor very quickly said that he felt I had either passed a stone or would very soon do so. But he also immediately began discussing the procedure he would be using to remove the mass. When I asked him, "So do you think it's malignant?" he said, "I'm 98% sure that it is." So surgery was set up for 2 months later. I was almost relieved that I wouldn't have to wander over that 2 months. Is it cancerous? I admit for a brief moment after hearing it, I thought, God, why is this happening to me? I've never smoked in my life, and I'm only 68 years old. What about these 80-year-old men out there that smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day? But for 20 years, I've worked to bring hope and happiness to others by insisting that happiness is a choice. We may not be able to control the events of our life, such as cancer, but we can control our response to those events. And by doing so, we can determine the outcome. So I've made a commitment. For these 2 months, I will practice what I preach. I will not worry. I will not allow that candle of happiness that flows, that burns eternally in my spirit, to even flicker, and I will at no time let my faith falter. I invite you to follow me on this journey.